I'm Deborah Boschert. People often ask me how I developed a personal style for my art quilt collages, or they say, how do I find my voice? And these are great questions, super inspiring. But first of all, I want to say it's really not about finding your voice. It's not hidden. It's not lost, I promise. And you're not just going to stumble upon it and then exclusively make fabulous original art. It's really more about developing your creative voice. And I think it's an intentional, thoughtful process that is ongoing. So as I began to think about this question of developing your creative voice, I came across a quote from Louis Nizer. So he said something like this: a person who works with their hands is a laborer. A person who works with their hands and their head is a craftsman. And a person who works with their hands and their head and their heart is an artist. Fabulous. I love this framework for the creative process. I really began to think about what can I do to maximize what's going on in my head, heart, and hands to make my own most original, best work. So I put together some ideas and exercises and prompts in this workbook. And then out of that workbook grew this 3-hour workshop, developing your creative voice using your head, heart, and hands. So in the workshop, I will share with you a little bit about my creative process and how I use my head, heart, and hands. And we'll also do some exercises that will help you zero in on your own personal priorities, passions, and skills. We will also spend some time in small groups having conversations, because hearing about other people's experiences, I think, really enhances the whole process. I will also share some information from other experts in the field of creativity. So this is not a hands-on technique workshop. We will do some fun, creative warm-up exercises, and you'll want to have a pen and paper, but it's really more about being exposed to ideas about the creative process, having conversations, getting inspired, asking questions, and making a plan for yourself going forward. So I'm going to have some possibilities that you might consider as action items for your own personal creative process, and you'll have an opportunity to pick which ones are going to work best for you and make a plan going forward in your own personal creative process. So let me share another quote with you. This is from Arthur Ashe, and he said, "Start where you are. Use what you have and do what you can." So everyone is welcome in this workshop. We're all going to be starting from different places. I've really designed this workshop for any kind of visual artist, whether you're brand new to exploring original creativity after maybe you've taken a bunch of workshops and made a bunch of patterns. Maybe you've made lots of your own unique personal work. Maybe you're somewhere in between, or maybe you're not even sure where you fall in that description, but all of this sounds fun and interesting. I think you'll get something out of our time together in the workshop, and I promise we'll have fun together. So I hope that you will join me for the Developing Your Creative Voice Using Your Head, Heart, and Hands workshop.